I know I look like a mess right now, but that's because I have been packing for my trip to Alaska. I leave today, and I mean actually in like less than an hour, so I don't have a whole lot of time to talk to you guys, but I did want to film a moving follow-up video just because I know that there were a lot of things that I did not say. After I've been editing all of my previous videos, I know that there's some things that I want to talk about, and this is my last opportunity unless I wait until September, and I don't want to wait until September when I get home from Alaska and settle back in here to do that. There might be some more unpacking videos happening then. I don't know what's gonna happen then, but I kind of wanted to talk about some of the tips and things that I learned throughout our moving process. We moved like 60 miles. So we moved from basically one side of Orlando to the other. You know, I think it's actually like 58 miles, but it doesn't really matter. And I've heard that moving across town is more difficult. It's a more difficult move than moving across the country. And I don't know if I can say that. I know that when we moved to Florida from Missouri, it was sort of difficult in a different way than this, because we were all spread out all over everywhere, and I made, you know, I think it was 16 or 17 trips in our excursion back and forth with carloads of stuff, and it was like an 18-hour drive, and I would drive all night long to get to the final destination. So this was different. We knew more in advance that we would be moving, and please excuse all of the notifications. We knew that we were going to be moving, and we have kind of been in this process for several months. So I was able to, well actually since last fall, you know, we've known for many months. We didn't know when exactly we would be moving. We didn't know the date that we would be moving into this house because we didn't know when it was going to be completed. This is a new construction, and COVID kind of put a lot of things, a lot of construction projects on pause, or, you know, caused delays just because of sourcing and manufacturing issues. Anyway, I was able to start packing stuff in our old house in advance. One of the things that I did learn was that you cannot pack too much in advance. You cannot pack too far in advance. I am so glad that I started packing when I did. I wish I had packed more than I had done before we started moving. Packing the kitchen was one of the biggest projects that I had, and that was sort of a last minute thing, and I did it while we were in the moving process, and it was really stressful. And if I had done it before, it wouldn't have been so bad. And there were some things in the kitchen that I could have packed months ago that we don't use, and that we could have just left a few plates or even eaten off of paper plates, and it would have been just fine. So I wish that I had done that before, you know, I get too far off topic. I have notes, and so I have kind of split up my tips, and I'm gonna get a little more comfortable. I'm gonna talk about boxes first. Well, I want to talk about boxes now. I got a variety of boxes. So we had a bunch of cardboard boxes in our garage that I had saved, and then when I went to go buy boxes, I went to Lowe's and I went to Home Depot, and then my Uncle Ben actually ordered U-Haul boxes for us. So we had boxes from 3 different places, and I got a variety of sizes. I think my favorite box that we used were the book boxes from U-Haul, and those don't have handles. They're just, you know, they're small boxes. They remind me of when I used to work in a pharmacy, and we used to get those like medicine bottles, like the empty canisters. They come in like a 12 by 12 inch box, and they were really handy in our first move from Missouri to here, or Missouri to Florida, and so we still had a couple of those left that we had never unpacked. Anyway, the U-Haul book boxes reminded me of those, and I thought they were really helpful. And you can't overpack them because they're kind of small, and so since books are heavy, you want to pack heavy stuff in small boxes, because if you put heavy stuff in big boxes, the big box is so heavy that you can't actually lift it. So that's something to be mindful of when you're packing a box, is to pack light stuff in big boxes and heavy stuff in small boxes if you can. U-Haul will buy your boxes back if you buy too many, and you should always just, you think you need 30 boxes, buy 50, and then if you need more, you can go back and buy more. But if you have more and you don't need them, U-Haul will buy your boxes back. So if you buy 50 and you only need 40, U-Haul will buy the 10 back from you if you still have your receipt. So it's really nice. You can ask some like grocery stores, liquor stores, Walmart maybe, you can call and ask if they have any boxes that they will give you for free. A lot of the places that I looked at online for like moving resources kind of encourage you to look for free boxes. And I will say getting boxes from the liquor store was easy at one place, and everywhere else I went it was a nightmare and nobody wanted to give me any, but it was really very helpful. You might also look at like Facebook or Craigslist and see if anybody has any boxes listed for sale or for free. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about are handles on the boxes. Handles are for carrying and lifting boxes, not for pulling. So you will tear the handle out of the box. We did that on many of our boxes just because we were tugging them around on the U-Haul. Bad idea. It will tug the handle right out of the box. So handles are for lifting and carrying, not for pulling. Next, I want to talk about tape. We had, I don't even know, I think it was like packing tape. It might have been Scotch tape, but it was like that really nice, really fancy, expensive tape that comes with the tape like dispenser thing with the tear thing on it. We had 3 rolls of that and we used all of it, and then we needed more. And then when we were packing the kitchen that day and we ran out of tape, I went to the dollar store to get some tape. And the tape I found at Dollar Tree is like 45 feet on a roll, and of course it's $1. I got 6 rolls and we did not use all of it. Now, it doesn't really matter how much tape we used, but the dollar store tape that we did use was the best tape that we used the whole time. It was much better than like the heavy duty moving and shipping tape, just because that stuff didn't seem to stick to the boxes at all. And the dollar store tape actually did stick to the boxes, and it kept the lids or the flaps of the boxes closed. So that was really nice. And again, with tape, buy more than you think you need. I think you're probably just gonna, use tape around your house. It comes in handy, so just buy more tape. And now I've got a couple of other packing materials. Like the packing paper that I showed was actually like construction paper or something from Lowe's, and it came in a 180-foot roll. Very, very nice, very, very cheap. And we did not break a single dish moving in, packing and that stuff. Nothing is broken. It's really nice. And I prefer it to bubble wrap because you can actually pack more stuff. It's more cushioned somehow than with bubble wrap. Anyway, definitely prefer that. The stretch wrap that I bought was great. We used one entire 5,000-foot roll, and then I'll say about half of the other roll. So I really enjoyed that too. It protected furniture. We ended up taking the shelves off of our bookshelves, wrapping them in blankets, and then stretch wrapping those together. Not all of them, but like 4 at a time. And that was really cool. So that worked. And then black markers. Okay, so a lot of people are like, oh, buy the stickers, that'll label the room for you. And I didn't want to spend a lot of money on this move. We saved a lot of money moving ourselves, and I'll talk about how much it cost us in this video toward the end. So I didn't want to buy a bunch of like moving supplies that's like specialized. I wanted to buy like tape. I'll buy tape and I'll buy boxes, but I don't want to buy a bunch of stickers that we're not going to use. So I ended up using, when I worked at Chipotle, we had these markers. They're the Duramark black markers, and I had a couple left over, and they worked better, much better than the Sharpies. So we had Sharpies that we used to label the boxes, and it's like they were dried out, or they didn't work, or they were, smeary, and the Duramark ones I liked much better. It was almost like a gel, and so I definitely recommend those. I've already talked about packing early, so I started with the wrong tip. But anyway, I'm going to talk about food. We did not go grocery shopping. I don't remember the last time we went grocery shopping. It's June 21st today, and I think the last time I went to the grocery store was in May. I mean, I've bought like Gatorade since then and cream for coffee since then, but I haven't actually gone to the grocery store and bought food to make meals with, because we've been eating out of our fridge, our freezer, and our pantry. And we ended up moving, you know, just like a few coolers worth of stuff. And it was really pretty easy to move all that stuff. So my tip for food is just eat what you have. If you have a bunch of ramen noodle packets in your pantry, eat those. Just get rid of it. Because you want to eat your food before it goes bad anyway, so there you go. All right, other tools you might need for your move. Now we had a friend, Lisa, her husband, had a hand truck, like an industrial hand truck, and it was really helpful. And she brought a couple of dollies when they came over and helped us move. And if you don't have access to those, I would definitely suggest renting them, or, you know, buying them and then, you know, keeping them or selling them to a friend or listing them on Facebook Marketplace or something. But they were really helpful. I know you can rent them from U-Haul if you rent a truck. You probably rent them on their own. But I know that it was really helpful getting those books off of the U-Haul into the house. Having that hand truck was definitely like a game changer for us. Changing your address. So you go to the post office website, you change your address, they forward your mail. Always try to like call your financial institutions and anybody else that needs to know your address has changed, like credit card companies, banks. There are lists online that you know, can kind of get ideas from, but change your address with the post office so that they can forward your mail. And you also get like a coupon booklet from the USPS, or at least you used to. I think I have one in my email because they used to mail it to you and now I think it's digital. But I think you have to pay like $1 just to make sure that it's actually you and it's not somebody doing it for a practical joke. But, and that, you know, it's really pretty simple. So anyway, that's important. Okay, now like that's really all I have to talk about other than our moving cost. So this is all estimate. None of this is actually like receipts, except for the U-Haul and the college hunks. So I know with college hunks it ended, like their estimate on the phone was like $1,800. They did not come into the house and look at the furniture. I emailed her a list of the furniture I wanted her to move, and she emailed me an estimate, and it was $1,800. When they came, they actually brought boxes for the TVs, and they moved a couple of extra things that I had not told them about, just because on that day I was so frazzled and I was just like, move it for me. If you can pick it up, move it for me. So we got 4 college hunks for 9 hours, and they filled up 2 huge trucks, okay? One of them was like not a full semi, and the other one was sort of like a box truck, but we filled up 2 trucks with our furniture and chairs and our safe. $2,500 for 9 hours and moving all that furniture. They did kind of scuff some stuff. They didn't really break anything, but they did kind of, you know, they were a little hard on some stuff, but they're college hunks, you know, whatever. So $2,500 for that, because I think it was $2,200 and I gave them a tip, you know, because you should. And that includes, you know, pizza also. The U-Haul that I rented was $500 for 3 days and like 300-ish miles. So that's not so bad. I thought that was a game changer. I know that this move could have cost us $10,000. It could have been so expensive. And then like our packing materials, I'm estimating $300 to $500 for that. So way less than $5 grand for this whole move, and I'm just really glad we're moved in. We are completely moved out of the old house, completely moved into the new house. There are boxes literally everywhere, but we have everything here. And now I'm gonna go get on an airplane and leave for 2 months. So anyway, those are some things that we learned, and I might do another follow-up with Mom in the fall, and we might talk about our selling process of our house. I don't want to do that on my own, so I'm not going to do that right now, and I don't even know if we're going to talk about it, to be quite honest with you, just because it's, you know, kind of private, right? I don't know. But I think that's all I have to talk about, like moving tips. So if you have any questions, leave them in a comment and I'll do my best to answer them. Yeah, if you've stuck with me through this whole moving series, you are a champ, and it's over now, okay? We're done. I'm done with it, at least for now. There might be some more unpacking or organizing videos in the future, but this summer is going to be all Alaska stuff, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. So anyway, leave your questions in comments and I will get back to you guys sometime when I start getting caught up. But that's it for now, and you guys will see me in another video really, really soon.